Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you some really fun watercolor techniques with just using one marker. This marker is in the limited edition kit that I bought off of the Stamps of Life website. It's also on the Crafter's Companion site, and it's by SpectrumNoir. And today we're going to be focusing on just the one pen and all the things that you can do with it. And this is the Aqua Tri Colour Marker, and it has 3 different colors built into the one pen. So let's get started and see some of the fun techniques you can do. So this first technique is the Smush Technique, and you may have seen me do this on some of my other coloring videos, but literally I'm just taking the 3 colors in the marker and smushing them, scribbling them onto my waterproof mat, spraying some water, and I dip my watercolor cardstock into this. I find that using watercolor cardstock is a lot better when using these techniques. I'm just cleaning up the mat a little bit, and you can see right now we have some really good color there, but once it dries, it does dry a little lighter, so I wanted to add a little more green, I think, as once it's dried. So you'll see me add a little more ink onto the mat, just to get a little more depth of color, so you can add layers by going back in with a second layer of colors. And here I'm just focusing on the green and putting in the areas where I would like it to be a little brighter with the green. And again, same technique, you're going in, you're wetting the areas that you want, and just, drying it off. The cardstock will flatten once it's dry, so that's kind of how you'll know that the watercolor cardstock is dry. And right here, you can see we have a lot of good layering going on, a lot of nice colors, but let's do a little more. So the next thing that I want to do is what's called faux bleaching. And faux bleaching is you just add some water onto the card and then you pull it off, you pull the color off. So here, this is time lapse, so keep in mind I did let this set a little longer than you see, but by dropping water droplets onto the card and then letting it sit, and then you pull it off with either a paper towel or a rag or something, you get some nice bleached effects. The next thing we're going to do with the same card is we're going to add some splatters. And here I just dropped some more of the red fuchsia onto the mat, wet it, and I'm just making some splatter marks with a paintbrush. Add as many or as little as you want, but again, it adds to the depth and it adds to all the different layers onto this background. The next technique I'm going to show you is smoothing technique, where you add glycerin into your ink and it makes for a very, very smooth transition of colors. So again, scribbling onto the mat. I'm just using the red tulip and the red fuchsia and the yellow tulip and a dot of glycerin. Really, you just need a dot or 2. It goes a very, very long way. It helps to make the ink a little more translucent and just smooths on the cardstock better. I'm using watercolor cardstock again. I'm mixing 1 dot of glycerin in with the ink, and I'm gonna, push that onto the card. I did put some Post-it tape on my hand because I tend to get fingerprints all over the card, and that just prevents my fingerprints. The sticky side is up, so it's stuck to my fingers, and the flat side of it is down. I use this tape for masking too, and I'll show you that in a future video. So here, as you can see, I'm just pushing the color onto the card. I wanted to darken it up, so I added a little bit more of the red fuchsia, and you'll see, look how nice that blended onto the cardstock. Now I wanted to do the yellow tulip, so I started that on the bottom. Again, I'm just mixing the yellow tulip with a dot of glycerin. And again, it will be a little lighter because it does lighten up with the glycerin. So I'm going to go back and add a little more color onto there. And because these are watercolors, when you blend them together, you get other colors. So in this pen, by mixing the green and the yellow, you're going to get a different shade of green. By mixing the red and the yellow, you're going to get a beautiful shade of orange. So just because it's 3 colors doesn't mean that's all you get. For this next effect, very simple ombre. I'm going to color directly onto the card. I sprayed a little water onto my mat, and I'm brushing it on, and I'm going to keep the darkest layers at the top and just kind of blend it so it gets lighter gradually as it goes down the card. For this last technique, I'm going to do some traditional painting. So it's important to use a watercolor or ink that's safe for watercolor so it won't smudge as you wet it. I put a little bit of ink on my work surface and a dot of water. And first I'm wetting the area that I want to paint. So first I added the water and then I'm adding the color. This prevents the ink from spreading all over the paper. So first I'm wetting and then I'm going to go in with the color and add it where I want. Keep in mind, you want to think about light and, what it would look like if there was light on your, work area. So I'm having it as if, there's more of a highlight to the right side of that bell. And then I'm going in and I'm doing the same thing for the other two. Just taking my time to kind of, paint in the lines. And if I need to darken it up for some reason, I can go back in with ink and just darken the areas that I want to darken. And you'll see me do that in a second. Very, very simple. And it's very controlled because you're only using a dot of water and a dot of color. And it really keeps you from making a lot of mistakes this way. And as you can see, I'm just darkening up some of the areas there. Now I'm going to use the yellow to do the center of the bell. First, I'm going to clean my work surface. And the yellow is pretty bright as compared to the red fuchsia. So I will go in and mix in a little bit of the red fuchsia in there as well so that it kind of makes it more of an orangey color. And you'll see me do that in a second. But again, wetting the area that you want to paint and then adding the color. It's as simple as that. And this is where I'm adding in a little of the orange. You notice that I am turning the card instead of trying to, get my hand all over the paper, but very simple technique. There you have it. So there are the 4 different backgrounds that we made and took no time at all. So please like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll have a few more videos on some of the other pens in the kit. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you soon.